Hi, welcome to a video update. This is Kim speaking on Wednesday the 19th of December. Okay, so as we approach the Christmas period in full, we've seen the euro continue to rise and push its way up. It's now broken through all the recent highs. We've got an inverted head and shoulders sort of kicking in there, which gives us a sort of target. It's a bit of a funny old shaped one. It's probably clearer. Whoops, there we go. Where are we? Probably clearer on this side. You can see the neck, the head, and well, which shoulder you look at really is a bit of a question. It's probably this whole element here is what we should be looking at, which, whoops, if I was to draw that properly, would give us a line across here and a distance of somewhere between here and here as a target for the upside, assuming that's all going to run. But there's a probably more scientific way of looking at that if I just take us to the weekly charts and look at the big picture here. In fact, let's just look at the dailies first and where we are in terms of daily movement here. This was up until Wednesday 2 weeks ago, when I said I think we'll see at some point we'll see euro short squeeze, and of course it then rolled over. Got to be careful what I say on here, I think. But now we've certainly squeezed off from there. Let's just look at a couple of targets, and I'm going to move you on. We've got this, so there's the neckline, if you like, across this level. This would give us a target roughly of this sort of proportion, which from the break which we saw there would take us up to round about 3482-ish area. Around about that sort of level certainly would that would be on the head and shoulders alone. However, there are obviously other ways of measuring this, and the obvious factor is an extension, fib extension. So we could just measure this wave here, apply it to the next wave here, and hey ho, funny enough, we've got quite a bit of resistance around that area. A one-to-one move on this wave formation that we're seeing here would see us hit the just below where we just below the next level of resistance, which I'll come on to in a minute. We'll show you on the weekly chart. But we're pretty close to the current sort of levels of resistance here around these levels of the next significant high that's there. But being as it's so far away, it could just get run over. We'll probably have stopped sitting around these levels, which we continue to get hit. On the bigger picture, when we come out to the weekly, and this is what I really wanted to look at, is this bigger picture altogether would still suggest we could run up at some point to see the euro running up to these sort of levels up here over the 1.4 mark. There's a possibility still to see that happen. Certainly looking at 138, 1380 as a 3 as a possibility on a one-to-one process from this move here applied to here. So there's some areas, if you really want to sort of get into looking at where it may go. Of course, we should be just trading what's in front of us at the moment, but the important thing is to look at that there is, or we are on a strong daily uptrend. There's a reasonable trend that we've broken through all the sort of downtrend lines that we're running across here. It's all broken through. It's running quite positively. And certainly some sort of near-term targets. In fact, I'm just looking at this 1272 area, and that ties up with these highs back here, pretty much. Which again, you're looking at another inverted head and shoulders kicking in place here. So there certainly looks, on the longer term view, mid to longer term view, some possible further upside. We are, that said, getting quite overbought in the short term. We've got a bit of divergence running between this high here and this high here. We've only had one down day in quite a long time. We could have a pullback, but if things continue as they are, we could get a rally straight into Christmas. I think we'll see more shorts trying to climb on board this, and they will be right at some point. But it's the time it takes and the money it takes for them to start getting right. I know of people that were shorting down here and are still holding positions with the belief that it's still going to go down. Well, we've broken out some very key sort of levels there, and to me it's in in a bullish move at the moment. Short term wise, well, it says for itself, looking at the regression levels here, actually, this regression trend, actually, I should just adjust that slightly, but we this morning we were sitting pretty much on the average there. We've pulled back to it, tested it again. It's pushed off again. It's towards the higher levels here. As I say, we might get a bit extremed out here, maybe just a bit overbought where we are. I'm just looking at different sort of points here. We've got a bit of divergence going on in the 60 minutes. However, everything to me just points at it just wants to push and just take out all the stops, and there'll be people trying to push it further, I think. If you look at the futures have had a reasonable run recently, and likewise they're sort of pushing up, and that's helped the situation from the daily perspective. The futures are going up. Euro's just really actually, sorry, let me just bring this back to a 60 and switch to a daily chart here, and you can see a pretty similar picture. There's the head and shoulders that was running across there. A lot of people were looking at. We've run through that now. We're sort of breaking to the upside, and we could get the old Santa Claus rally on the futures as well, and just running back into those highs. So Euro may just go with it. It doesn't look like there's going to be any immediate solution to the fiscal debt situation and probably it will run into the Christmas period or in the new year. But the deadline approaches forever faster. But I'm sure there's just a game of hardball. Now, looking at cable, it's a similar picture in terms of it's starting breaking out. It's just coming up to this next significant high here. It's not far away from it. I'm sure that it will just head up for it now. I may as well take this one off. It's been hit and it's been passed. That was the more significant one, bearing in mind the amount of touches around that area. Now the next high, really, you're looking at around about 163.09. I did a simple measure of this original channel, and that would give us a target of around about 163.50. So 163.50 would be a sort of target for a move on that. So overall, still looking bullish on the daily perspective. Getting, as I say, on a lot of these things, they're getting pretty overbought, particularly in the short-term time frames. Or now on the 4-hourly, we're pretty overbought here. However, that doesn't mean to say we won't continue being overbought. The way these markets are working, they could continue for some time. Once they get into it and they get pushing through, we get to this very extreme basis. So very aware of that. Looking at even the hourly point of view here, we've sort of overbought periods we rarely see. I mean, you can scroll this back and you'll rarely see anything quite as overbought as where we are at the moment. However, it is, and it's going still, and it's no point standing in front of the train. And there may be still some opportunities to get on board on this, but sure, there will be a retracement at some point, as sure as eggs are eggs, but it just continue blindly shorting when the futures markets are running up, the euro's running up, cable's running up, is illogical, even if it is showing some extreme signals. It's much easier to wait for some confirmed move before we try and look for shorts. At the moment, I'm mainly looking for longs in these markets. Okay, as you can gather from my discussion thing here, we are extending away from the cable 60-minute 50. So a lot of these levels are getting extremed in different ways, not just in terms of the RSI, but the extreme in terms of its movement away from the key moving averages. Of course, the key moving averages can run up, but at the same time, there's a reasonable chance that price will pull back. Okay, not much more else to say on these at the moment. As I say, they are getting quite overbought. Just looking at the weekly on cable here, just an important thing here as well in terms of looking for the significant highs is to say we're pretty close to these levels here. A break of these start giving the next wave formation some potential. We could even, as we run towards the end of the year, get into these heady levels. There's no reason why in the coming weeks, and perhaps even in early next year, if the fiscal cliff situation is not sorted too quickly, that cable could continue running up a bit longer. Okay, that's it for me. Hope you have a great week. Kev will be back on Friday with hopefully some more live trading. We look forward to that, and I will speak to you most likely now in the new year. So I wish you a happy Christmas and a very happy new year. Take care. Bye for now.